Go.
Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Con. Happy to see you this morning.
Likewise, it's been always a great pleasure, obviously, talking to you, and I'm looking forward of your teachings, and also, as we all know, you are my mentor when it comes to my social media cameras and so on. So please, it's always good to learn from the master, and that's, of course, that's you, Ann.
Well, in this case, I'm the master, but there are many things I'm learning from you as well. And that's the beauty of what we're doing. Each one of us has our expertise that can make other people's lives better. Isn't that wonderful? So each one of us does what we do, and we make the world a better place.
And of course, Ann, as we all know, I'm in Melbourne, you in Las Vegas?
No, actually, I'm in Los Angeles now. Last week was Las Vegas.
And it's amazing how technology, we can bring things together, and you know what, we can create a show that people can look at and enjoy.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I love what I do, because it really doesn't make a difference where we are. We can connect with the most amazing people across the globe. We can interview the most amazing people across the globe, share our knowledge, and really make a difference. And that's what I'm all about. It's all about making a global difference. And I call it the gift shift. If each one of us does what we do and then, empower somebody else, then it's like a chain reaction. The ripple effect goes on across the globe. So that's how we make the world a better place. How wonderful.
Just a quick question. I've got a few questions here on my list, but I'll throw one, the first one.
Yeah.
What is Ann all about? What are you doing? How can you help people? What is it, something that you very unique and different from everybody else?
Well, actually, I guess the best way to explain it is how I even got doing what I'm doing. So, there was a reason. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and share it over my shoulder here. I'm all about, like I said, getting people out there. I believe we all can be stars. So we don't have to be stars to have our own web TV shows. And so what really got me started actually in this was a long time ago, many years ago, I had the most amazing people that I was working with. And the one thing I heard constantly was like, and if they only knew how good I am, if they only knew how much I could help them, if they only knew how good my products are. And I'm a problem solver, Con. If you give me a problem, I have to fix it. I have to solve it. So I was like, well, let's go. Let's fix it. Let's get people across the globe to know who you are. And in those days, this is going back about 15 years. In those days, you couldn't just get on web TV. There was no web TV. So to get on television, you had to be interviewed. You'd have to have a reel of you being interviewed. Well, you can't.
And you have a little money as well.
Yeah, so you can't be on TV to get a reel. To have a reel, you have to be. It was crazy, and so I solved the problem by actually renting Channel 6 in San Diego, the TV station, on a Sunday, and interviewing my clients on the news desk with one of their reporters.
Oh well. So
yeah, that's how I got started.
Everything began like interviewing people, correct?
Yeah, because, my clients, I've always worked with experts, speakers, authors, coaches, consultants. And so for them to be on TV, like I said, they had to be interviewed. So I hired a reporter. Wow. I rented Channel 6, the TV station in San Diego, on a Sunday. And I would take my clients, we sit right there on a news desk and have one of their reporters interview my clients.
Well, I can see at the background that all the famous people down there, you've got it listed there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was just amazing. Though. So that's how I got started. And it was actually just fabulous. I enjoyed it so much.
I got to say, I love your studio at the background. It looks amazing.
Well, thank you, Con. It's the magic of technology.
And I suppose... Would you be able to show us? Oh, wow! That was part of what you're teaching. You can also teach us how to do that as well, correct?
Yeah. Watch me go into my living room quickly. Okay.
Wow! Well, beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah. Well, the good news is we can go anywhere, and but let's go back into the studio since this is an interview. Let's do it from the studio. But I will show everybody what it is that I'm using, and later on. Believe it or not, I'm actually using about $300 worth of equipment. Lights, yeah, lights, camera, backdrop, software, and I'll share in a little bit what I'm using. So I can't tell you how much freedom he has given me because I train experts across the globe. I'm in, U.S., yes, across the U.S. I'm also in Europe. I'm in Asia. I'm Australia. I've been there 3 times already, last year alone. And so planning on going back a few more times this year, of course. So I need something portable that can go with me. And this studio that you're looking at, it goes with me. And I'll share with you again in a little bit what it is that I'm using.
So, and everything you've got, it's all compact, it's all mobile. So it doesn't matter which part of the world you are, you can actually produce a show or produce a TV show literally from your living area.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, in a hotel room. I can sit up in a hotel room and look like I'm in a TV studio. Yeah. So and again, we'll go into it in just a little bit. But what I really want to share with people is that nowadays we really have to start sharing our information across many different platforms. That's the world we live in, and we have so many opportunities. We have the latest plugins, the latest apps. Everybody's saying there's million viewers you will get. That may be true, but the million viewers are not going to come back if they don't get to know who you are.
Correct. So it's more like, let's say, it's an introduction to, let's call it an electronic biography that people can know who you are on a better scale and more visual as well, instead of reading a book, argument's sake.
Yes, absolutely. The thing that I want to make sure everybody understands is that while technology will help us get out there, but people will not come back because of the technology. People will come back because of us, the information that we're sharing. And so for people to actually come back, we hear, all things being equal, we will do business with people we know, like, and trust. Well, how are people going to know you?
And let's start then. What do we do? What can you show us? I mean, what's the process? How do we get started? All those questions everybody's been telling me here to ask you. So can you please give us an introduction on how you're teaching and what you teach and so on, please?
Absolutely. So let's move on quickly, and let's see now. What do I want to share? So much I want to share with you. Well, why don't I just share what I'm going to be sharing with everybody today? Let's take a look at that. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to be sharing what to say in the first 3 seconds to grab people's attention, so they want to hang on to every word to hear more of what you have to say. Next, we're going to talk about your authentic on-camera style. Knowing how you want to show up on camera is really important to the whole picture. Then you have to be consistent in your style. Then also positioning yourself as the go-to expert in your niche in 30 days or less. It's so much easier than people think it is. I'm going to share like a real surefire way that works. And of course, the portable studio for under $300. And there's one other thing that people must know is how to turn your show into cash. Because as much as we like sharing information, as much as we would like to create videos, we're not going to keep doing it if we're not making money. We're not going to keep doing it.
It is a business, and at the end of the day, it's not a hobby. We're all in a business of making money, and totally, I go for 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, if she can give us the tools that they, like I said, with the first 3 seconds, what we tell people, and for a very small, $300 small investment, and then you can turn it into cash. Well, you can't go wrong. I mean, totally. Please continue.
Yeah. Well, the thing I want everybody to know, this is like, before I share all how to do it, I want everybody who's watching, all of you, please understand there is a huge need for you and your expertise. There's just like, There are tens of thousands of web TV shows out there, millions. Just go and look on YouTube. There's, traditional TV shows. They're all looking for content. They're all looking for experts.
Can you elaborate? What do you mean by that? And they're looking for content. For example, let's say I'm in the real estate industry. What do I do? What's next? How do I find someone expertise?
Well, what you look for, okay, the first thing you think about is what is the information that you're sharing with people when you're meeting with them one-on-one? What do they want to know? Because whenever we have a client, we have to educate them. We have to give them information for them to make a decision. Well, the same thing works on TV. Now, the simplicity of this. Nowadays, we don't even go to Google to look up for information. We go to YouTube because we would rather watch a video than read about it. So think about that.
Yep.
So as long as we're sharing information in a way that people can use it, it's fun and educational, they will keep watching us. Now, the thing to keep in mind also is that it doesn't make a difference where it is. Even when we were doing interviews, at Channel 6, when training those experts, the reason they wanted to learn how to be interviewed on TV is because they wanted to sell more books. They wanted to get bigger clients. And so they had to deliver information in a certain way. It had to be, again, fun and educational. Otherwise, it would be an infomercial, right? So that's the key. Delivering content that people are looking for, information that people can use, so they're better educated consumers.
I always say, knowledge is power.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know what? Every day we learn something new, and if you can take 2% of what you've learned during the day and put into practice, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Well, you can actually give an example. What is it what information do you share when you're talking about real estate, for example? What should people know to buy a home or sell a home?
Look, definitely, when people don't want to buy a home in the first case, is that they've got to look at the location, if there's near transport, shops, schools, and then they've got to look at also the level 2 information, which is like, this particular house, how old is it? Is it going to need repairs in the near future? And then you go to the next level, says, okay, now a property like this, is it a low maintenance property or a high maintenance property, and so on. And then it comes down to the end part of the questions, which is now the finance, the bank. Will the bank give you the money? In other words, will the valuation stack up with the property? In other words, is the value correct or is it overpriced? And of course, if you're overpriced, the bank won't give you the loan. So all the stuff that they want to ask, we give them the answers. And you know what? Sometimes that the answers they might not like, but you know what? I believe that the truth sometimes might hurt, but it's also going to be very helpful for them in the long run as well.
Perfect. That's exactly what TV show hosts want to know. So if there's breaking news, something has happened in the real estate market, they want experts to interview on the TV show. And these are the questions they would be asking. The information you just delivered, that's exactly what it is. This is not rocket science. All it is that you sharing the information that you have, the expertise that you have, that other people should know about. So that makes all of us experts at what it is that we do. How amazing is this? How fun is this, right?
Oh, look, not only that as well, you also get the opportunity to not only tell one-on-one people, but also educate on masses that the information there, it's very handy for everybody to look at and take advantage of it as well.
Exactly. And if we're being interviewed on TV, that makes us an expert. It makes us stand out. So automatically the positioning goes up. Our expert status is elevated. It's just amazing things happen when we're being interviewed for our expertise. So that's why I'm so passionate about this.
I think you mentioned early on before we went live and that Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil obviously has got his own TV show, but prior to that, he was just in an office doing all his work, and all of a sudden he transferred his office work into camera, lights, and now it's all massive industry as well.
Yeah, well, I'll share a little bit more about that. It's amazing. It's amazing how much information there is about that. Well, so the thing to keep in mind, those of you who are watching us right now, please let us know, post below, what is your expertise? Because here's what we're looking for. You know, my network, as well as all the TV networks that I'm associated with. So we're looking experts in business, growth, and marketing. We're looking for experts in health and wellness. We're looking for experts in self-growth and empowerment, spirituality, finance and investments, relationships and communication. So in other words, we're looking for experts to take care of every aspect of our lives so we can enhance every aspect of our lives. So if you're an expert in any of these topics, let us know, because we could be looking to interview you.
And the funny part is also, the topics you just mentioned, they're all like everyday things in our lives. I mean, you know, they all relate to each other. You know, your finance and investment. If you don't have good finance investment, then your business will suffer, and your business will suffer, your health will suffer. And if your health will suffer, your life will. So they all link together like a little chain. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Exactly. And that's why this is so needed. It's about all of us being taken care of as a whole person, because we're not just business owners. We're parents. We're spouses. We're daughters. We're sons, you know, so we have a complete life. We're community members. There's so much that's going on in our lives. So we need every aspect of it taken care of. So this is where we need all of it. And once we find a place where we resonate with the people that they're bringing on, the experts that they're bringing on, we keep going back to that show.
Yep.
Yeah,
awesome.
So that's the important. So let's take a look at, now that we have that, let's get everybody to decide what it is that they're focused on. So all of you that are watching right now, so let's think about what it is that's most important to you, because from now on, I'm going to be showing you how to do this, and I want you to focus on 1, 2, or maybe 3 things that are really important to you. So what is it that you want? Do you want bigger clients? Do you want to become a recognized authority in your niche, in your community? Okay, do you want to speak on bigger stages if you're a speaker? If you're not a speaker, you would like to be a speaker, is that something that you like? International stages if you want. How about author? Have you written a book? Would you like to take it to bestseller? Or do you already have a book, or you haven't written a book, you would like to write a book? Anything about that. And so then we go into, how about events? If you're a trainer, you know, if you're working with people, I love doing in-person events because it's just so transformational. Would you like to have your own events? As a matter of fact, Con and I will be doing an event soon once I get to Australia. I can't wait.
Definitely. And you know what? I mean, there will be a fun as well, and I must give everybody an open invitation that please email myself or send a little message down the bottom here on the sweep, and we'll keep you posted with our future events coming up as well. And we'll be coming to Australia next couple of months, and she'll be giving everybody all the ins and outs on how you can combat all those topics as well.
Yeah, can't wait. Looking for, love Australia, love coming back there, and I'm excited to be back in Melbourne. And also, the one thing that all of us always seem to be at the center of it all, we all want to make a difference. So which one of these things is most important to you? So identify 1 or 2. So as I'm walking you through this process right now, you're going to be able to create the mechanism right now for one thing. Once you know how to do it for one, you're going to be able to do it for others. So just pick one and let's just get into it.
Correct.
So the question is right now, what's keeping you from using video as your #1 marketing and training tool? Okay. So what's keeping you? Is it that you don't know what to say? You don't know how to appear on camera? You don't, maybe you're afraid to get on camera. What's stopping you from getting on camera?
I think a lot of people on that particular topic, and the #1 that I've actually, what I can read here, then some of the messages coming through now, is that they don't feel confident in front of on the camera, and they don't know how will people react when they see them, and they don't want to jeopardize the product or the service. In other words, oh my God, I'm going to be live now, and I know what I want to sell or what I want to offer, but if I don't come across professionally, they might suffer. And I suppose this is where you come in and you take care of that particular problem to give them the confidence and the tools to make it professional.
Yes. Actually, it's a lot easier than it sounds. A lot of people, they just, once they see how easy it is to transform. Also, I'm going to be sharing with you today how to craft a hook, the opening statement.
Oh, wow.
So we'll be doing that in just a bit. So, okay. And then there are those of you, maybe it's the production of the video. I've had people say, it costs too much to produce a video. Or, I don't, technology is a problem for me. So is that something that's keeping you from actually creating videos?
And another message just came through now, and it says, I don't have the funds to hire a video man, or can I use my mobile phone to create my own clips?
Yes, absolutely. You can use your mobile phone, and I'm going to share with you again about the technology that I'm using. So yes, definitely.
So in other words, you don't need very expensive cameras and so on to go there and film something, correct?
Oh gosh, no. It's amazing what we can do with our mobile phones nowadays, and simple technology. So then other things that I've heard people say is the monetization. They've created videos, and they actually spend money on going into a studio, creating videos, time and effort, but they haven't figured out how to monetize it. Is that what's keeping you from using video now? So which one of those things? Again, don't know how to show up on camera, it's about technology, producing videos, or you don't know how to monetize. So please post below, let us know what's your number one challenge. I'm going to go back to it afterwards, and Connie's going to be asking me some of the questions that you're posting. So this way we're not disrupting the process right now. So let's take a look at what are some of the things you can actually do. What is it that you already do? Where is the content coming from? That's the question I get asked a lot. So let's do a close-up on this. So start where you are right now. What do you already share on social media? We're always on social media sharing information. So what is it that you normally share? Do you share tips and resources in your expertise? Is that something you do? If you don't, please start. How about reviewing books, products, programs, and events? A lot of us share that. We read a great book, we're like, oh, I have to tell people about this. Or different products that we have that we've tested or bought recently. And how about our insights? We always want to share what we think about life and, current events, what's going on. That's also, something you can share on social media through your videos. How about webinars, seminars, and coaching sessions? All of these can actually be turned into your web TV show. And of course, interviewing other experts, as Con and I are doing right now. Okay, interviewing experts is a great way to add content and, again, expand your network. And, that Con is introducing me to his network, and I'll be introducing Con to my network. This is how it works when we interview each other.
And also, it's very subtle. There's nothing, hard about it. Just like two people like talking to each other, like you and I do. And, we'll go live with cameras on our screens. And like I say, it's a process, and it's a stepstone to a bigger and better things to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, just sharing the knowledge that we have with each other, for each other's people. So definitely.
And I got to tell the people as well, like, for example, before we went live, Anne was trying to adjust the lighting around my face and so on. And turn this off, turn this on, do this. And I tell you what, it was such little minor things that I didn't really realize that I was doing wrong, and now, like, having Anne on my side, those little things makes things a lot more better, more professional, and make you look a lot more better in camera as well.
Well, I can't wait until I get there and we set up your studio, Con. It's
definitely
going to be a huge, yeah. So
I think when you come to Melbourne, I think we should, when we're going to record it, how we actually set up a studio so people can actually see step by step what we actually do. I think that's a good idea.
That's a great idea. We will definitely do that. So everybody stay tuned. You'll be getting it live from Melbourne. Okay. So now we're getting back to what you were talking about before, the example with Dr. Phil.
Yep.
So if we take a look at what Dr. Phil actually does, he is sitting there and there is a family with him or a couple with him, whatever. So he's basically doing what he would do in his office. His patients would go to him. They would sit there and they would talk about their challenges, and he would suggest how to solve that problem. Well, he's still doing that, except now, Oprah put cameras in front of him, and it's a TV show. And that's how he got started, because Oprah actually hired him because she was getting sued, and so she went to him for advice, and she thought he was fabulous, and decided, okay, we should turn this into a TV show. That's how it starts.
So very simple. Eliminate the desk with the cameras, and you got a show.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now I have some more examples. Also, those of you who have products, okay? So think Dr. Oz. All he does is product demonstrations. He does expert interviews and product demonstrations. So if you're a professional, think Dr. Phil. If you have products, think Dr. Oz. It doesn't make a difference which one, or you have a combination of, you can turn it all into your TV show. So it's in front of you every day. Think about all the different TV shows you watch.
And they do work as well. I mean, I can put my hand up that I actually bought stuff from Dr. Oz as well. So definitely, it caught my eye and my attention. So yeah, definitely.
It works, and we love watching it because it's not an infomercial. He's giving us information that we're looking for. And that's the secret. So as long as you keep your content educational, fun and exciting, people will want to watch. But when you turn it into an infomercial, they will walk away because they're not expecting to watch an infomercial. So that's the difference between a TV show and an infomercial. Yeah.
Correct.
Or I should say a talk show and an infomercial, because they're all TV shows. Okay, so let's move on. Let's see, what do we have next? Now, next, we have to take a look at how we're going to be sharing our stories. Now, I have identified 3 different genres. That's what I call mine. Here we go. The Phoenix. The Phoenix is the story of you. That's what docu-branding is all about. Docu-branding is the documentary, the story of, and branding, what is unique about that. So docu-branding is a unique story about yourself, the unique stories about your products and services and programs, and that's what I call the hero. So the hero story is about the products and services. Earlier, I was sharing with you how I got started with doing what I'm doing, taking my clients to Channel 6 in San Diego to interview them, right? That's the story of how I got started with Access to Experts. There is a story behind everything that we do, every program. And then there is the third one, is the visionary. This is the story of our do good missions. This is the difference we want to make. In my case, I call it the Global Visibility Initiative. It's a TV show for every expert, no expert left behind. So whether you want to be a guest expert, whether you want to be a show host, or everything in between, I want to give you visibility. That's my mission. So what is your do good mission? How can you make a difference? Because we all want to make a difference. And there's a story behind that. So these are the 3 stories that we should know how to tell. So Khan, which story would you like to work on?
Look, my story is very, obviously, the boy with one suitcase is when I arrived to Australia, I was an 11-and-a-half-year-old kid, virtually with no money, no English, nothing, just one little suitcase, and my journey began. And then my hero will probably be what I've done with my life, with property development, real estate, my cafes, and so on. And my visionary, I suppose, would be, you know what, my expertise, my journey is what I want to teach you guys and get you to the same journey that I've been to as well. And also eliminate the mistakes that I've done during on the way there as well. So I love the process. It's so straightforward and awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. It's just so important for all of us to have these 3 stories. And we should be able to tell these 3 stories in 3 minutes. Each one we should be able to tell in 3 minutes. Now, so why 3 minutes? Because most news shows, they're 1 to 3 minutes long. And guess what? Most of us, we watch a video only about 3 minutes. Think about it, all the YouTube videos. We don't really go past the 3 minutes unless we really like that person, what they're sharing. Then we will go on to watch other videos. So if you can tell the story in 3 minutes, then it will give people the opportunity to decide if they want to go ahead and learn more from you, watch more videos from you.
I suppose it's like a trailer. It's like a movie trailer. You give them about a couple of minutes, 2 minutes and a half, just to get them into it. And if they want if they want to go to the movie, they can go see it. In other words, it's very similar, right, Ryan?
Yes, absolutely. And believe it or not, it's harder to do it in 3 minutes than it is to do it in 30 minutes. It is. So anyway, so all of us need to have these 3 stories that we can tell at any time in 3 minutes or less. When we're meeting somebody, we want to be able to share who we are with them. Okay. So now the fun part. Okay, everybody get your pens ready, because I'm going to walk you through the process of the hook. The hook is your opportunity to grab people's attention. It's your teaser. In traditional marketing, we call it the headline. Well, in TV shows, in videos, we call it the hook. Okay, so you have 3 to 5 seconds to grab people's attention and have them wanting more, to continue to listen to you. You don't believe me? Take a look at YouTube. You have to watch the 3 to 4 seconds of the commercials on YouTube. You see that? 3 to 4 seconds. Then you can skip the ad. So if you can put a hook together in 3 seconds, that will make people want to watch the rest of the ad. You're in really good shape. Okay, so ready? I'm going to tell you how to do it. Okay, so to craft your hook, think of your ideal client, your favorite client that you like to work with. Okay, think about them. What is it that they're thinking about? What are they experiencing? What do they say most often? What do you hear them say? So I'm going to give you some examples, okay? So who would be saying, I'm in constant pain? Like, who would be saying that? Somebody who's in constant pain. Where do they go? Who are they looking for? They're looking for a doctor. They're looking for a chiropractor, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if let's say a chiropractor wanted to, put out an ad and do a training, all they had to do was say, are you sick and tired of thinking I'm in constant pain? Are you sick and tired of being in constant pain? And anybody who's tired of being in pain is going to pay attention to that message.
So literally, you give them more or less the opportunity to tell them about the problem, but at the same time, you also give them indirectly the answer. Come and see me for the answer, for the solution.
Yeah, well, this is to grab their attention. And afterwards, then you continue to give them more information. But this is in the beginning. Are you sick and tired of being in constant pain? If you open with that, anybody who is looking to get out of pain is going to pay attention. Now, people who are not in pain are not going to pay attention, which is good because they're not your clients anyways. They're not going to come to see you anyways because they're not.
So you're targeting your marketing, and you be more specific. So someone, for example, with a pain, you go to the doctor. He's not going to go to the supermarket and get some vegetables, is he? No.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. So let's look at what would a professional, let's see, business consultant, marketing consultant, a financial planner, what would they be hearing? All I ever do is work and I'm still broke, right? Yep. Especially business and marketing consultants would be hearing that. So all they have to do is say, have you been thinking all I ever do is work and I'm still broke? Well, I have a solution for you, ... Okay, so it's about grabbing their attention. So here's an example on maybe all of you could, customize it for your industry. I want to change blank. I want to change the way I look. I want to change where I live. I want to change how I dress. I want to change whatever it is, but I don't know how. I don't know where to start. Okay, so think of that. And then you add on, do you find yourself saying, I want to change the way I look, but I don't know where to start. I don't know where to look. So you get the picture. So all you have to do is ask the question in a way that it's just basically repeating what they said.
The second one, and have you been thinking, I use it quite often, have you been thinking of selling your property?
Yeah.
So automatically for us, it's the hook. So people can get the phone and say, by the way, yes, I'm thinking of selling my property. Come down to give me a market appraisal, or come down to see what you think.
Exactly.
So for us, that actually works quite well. Have you been thinking of, and then bang, we give the punchline.
Yeah. So I'll just go in a close up with this. It's simple, everybody. You know your people, you know who you're working with, and just make it easy for them to understand that you understand them. Okay.
That is a great takeaway. That is a great takeaway. And I mean, just those three things there, the way you put it there, it can be related to any particular industry out there. And you know what? I believe that if tomorrow people can using those techniques, they're going to be more successful in life as well.
Oh, absolutely. And when, and of course you continue with the body and a call to action, but I can't cover that right now because we don't have enough time. But I will be covering that when I'm in Melbourne at the live event. I will be covering that. So, okay. So now let's take a look at how you will be appearing on camera, because we have choices. Think about all the different styles that people are on camera. Okay, so let's see. The very first one that we're familiar with, that was your beautiful little girl, wasn't it?
I know, the ballet finisher, the back
oh, wonderful.
Anytime.
Oh, gosh, you know. I say hello. Oh, my goodness, isn't she lovely? God.
This is Ariana.
Ariana. Oh, my goodness, that's a beautiful name. Okay. Yeah. A budding professional.
Yeah.
Oh, that's worth everything. This is why we do what we do, isn't it?
We do, definitely we do.
That's it. That's it. Okay, so if we take a look at the different styles that we have, our natural style. So, for example, we see a lot of reporters. Now, naturally, a reporter is somebody who asks a lot of questions, right? So if
Correct.
People have been saying, you ask a lot of questions, you could be a natural reporter. Right. And the journalists, these are people who are commentators. These are the critics. They're sharing their insights. They're sharing their opinions on things. So if you would rather share your knowledge and, maybe you gather information, you're an expert on a particular area and you'd rather be a commentator, so you could be the journalist. Or the critic, if you're sharing your opinion, giving evaluations of product and services. So all of this we need. So which one are you? Would you rather ask questions or would you rather share your content? Would you like to do both? Okay.
Some people actually might confuse and they might think reporter and journalist are one, but they're actually separate, correct?
Yeah, the news reporter, usually the reporters, we see they're interviewing other people.
Okay.
Okay. The journalist is the one who's sharing their information.
Okay.
Okay. And there is the guest expert, of course. We all can be interviewed on our expertise. And then there is the show host. So all of these are really important. And a show host really needs to know all of them. A show host needs to know how to interview others and ask questions and how to listen and respond. Also, the show host needs to know how to be a commentator and give their evaluation, their thoughts on books and programs, if you will, and share some specific knowledge. And they should also know how to be interviewed, by other show hosts.
There's my other daughter.
Oh my goodness! So how nice we get to meet the family. Okay. And this is one of the reasons why actually I love doing what I'm doing, because I got to stay home with my daughter for so many years, and she's grown up now. She's 21. So lovely. Okay, so. We all should know, as a show host, we should know all of them, but I want everybody to start where you are. So if you know how to be a reporter, if you'd rather be a commentator, choose what you want. And, all you have to do is learn how to ask questions like a TV reporter. And that's one of the things I'll be teaching while I'm in Melbourne when we do the one-day intensive. So asking questions like a TV reporter and voicing your opinion and commenting like a journalist. Okay, how do you comment and what to say. And of course, sharing your knowledge like the guest experts on TV. There is a system for that as well. And of course, interview your guest experts like a show host. These are the things that you should know. So everybody, which one is your natural style? Where are you right now? Would you rather be the reporter, journalist, guest expert, or show host? And I think we have a guest expert sitting next to you right now there, Con. You have a co-host.
I know.
Lovely. Okay. So now let's take a look at, just to give you examples, is this information you can share many different ways. This is actually Kyriakos. He's a business consultant. As a matter of fact, he was an advisor to President Bush. And so he came to us because he wanted to be interviewed on all the different TV shows, so he would be able to get bigger clients. And it worked. He was interviewed on a bunch of different TV shows. They kept asking him to come back over and over again. And next, let's take a look at what we have. Oh, this is actually Midori. Midori is, let's go full screen here. Okay. So Midori actually, she is a relationship coach. She wanted to come to the in-person training because I was having challenges controlling the couples. She said, Ann, I'm working with fighting couples. I need to know how to manage the camera better so I can actually be more effective. And so once I heard what she was doing, I said, you know what, you should turn this into a show. She says, oh, that's too much trouble. I don't have the time. I said, okay, but if I were you, this is what I would do. I would turn it into a show by doing this, this, and this. And she went. I didn't hear from her for like 7 months it was. And she calls me one day and said, Ann, I need your help. I'm like, well, how can I help you? Like, well, I'm negotiating with Paramount and I don't know what to do. Interesting. Now, if you can see her, she's actually in her office and she's communicating with a young lady in her office. The two of them would just meet once a week and they would actually, share information on relationships.
Just like we do like now, and just you and I.
Yes, absolutely. The same way that we're doing. And so what happens is that right now there are TV producers and there are casting agents online. They're always looking for people. Always looking for people for guest expert spots. They're looking for people for show host spots. So she just happened to be one of them that approached them because of the way she was sharing the content. Okay, we see a lot of people as what we call talking heads. It's not very exciting, but if you're having something it's going on conversation, it can be fun and exciting, and that's what caught the producer's eye.
And mind you too, and as well, there's no background experience. It just comes natural. Just be yourself, be authentic.
Yeah, that's the most important part. However, believe it or not, it takes knowledge and practice on how to be authentic. There is this in-between spot. I call it the reluctant celebrity syndrome. Okay. We understand the power of the TV shows. I want to do it, but then we find all these reasons and excuses as to why we're not doing it, and there has to be a mindset shift, and some of it has to do with knowing what to say and how to say it, because the more confident we feel, the better we look, the more we're willing to go out there. Like you actually talked about this in the beginning, because we don't want to damage our credibility. We don't want to look bad. So to be our authentic self, we have to learn how to be our authentic self, if you will.
And also too, and it's one of the also topics we'll be discussing and teaching people as well. How can we give them the confidence and how to look good in camera and all those things as well related to the interviews.
Yes, exactly. So if we know what to say, we know how to look good on camera, we know how to use technology, and we know how to monetize it, we're much more likely to do it. And that's why I'm sharing the complete information. As a matter of fact, perfect timing, because I'm going to share with you the mechanism for monetizing, the matrix, if you will, for getting your information out in a way that's going to grow your business. So I'm going to go full screen over here, and I'm actually going to go put the whole thing on full screen. So here's what it looks like. Let's say the TV show, and let's keep it simple. We will call it, let's say Facebook Live. You're on Facebook Live, and you're sharing content the way I would be teaching you, the way I'm teaching you. So from the TV show, it goes to your free membership program. Well, this could be also a Facebook group. Okay, let's just keep it real simple. From Facebook Live to Facebook group, not free. So once you have people following you, then you want to introduce a paid membership, a very low cost paid membership, like $19 a month. And this is important because people are used to paying low cost, memberships. Think about all the different programs, from, Hulu to YouTube to all the different programs that we're registered for, $9 a month, $19 a month memberships.
And all the things, once again, and they will be also discussed and put into place as well. And you'll be teaching people how to use the steps on the TV show. Yes,
we will be talking about that, how to create the content. And so the other thing that we need to do is we need to take our expertise and turn it into our online program. There is a way to do that so people can learn on their own. So the online program will actually dictate the information that goes on the TV show. It will also supply the content that goes in a membership, along with the experts you're going to be interviewing, or maybe weekly webinars you can do, or Q&A you can do. There's a whole variety of different ways to do it. And so the paid program, like I said, is like $19 a month, and the online program could be $500. It could be $1,000, $2,000, whatever you feel is suitable. And then the third component you need is the high-end program. And this could be $5,000 and up, but this ecosystem, if you will, is really important, because this is going to make sure everybody has what they need to grow, and they have the support that they need. Some people are just going to watch the TV show and they're going to be just fine. Others will want to go and connect with you on the membership, your Facebook group, let's say. Others will want to go ahead and go into membership. So in other words, people will grow with you. And when you know how much you're going to be charging, what you're going to be doing, what you're going to be promoting, I can't really go into it right now, but ahead of time how much money you'll be making, so you know what to focus on. So just to give you an idea, the paid membership, it's only $19, but if you spend 6 months really marketing it and focusing on that, let's say 6 months to a year, you have 1,000 people in it. That's $19,000 a month. That adds up.
It's a numbers game, isn't it?
It is. And since we have access to the global market, think about it, more than half the world's population is online. Over 4 billion people are online. Wow. And there's so many ways to interact with them. Over 2 billion people are on Facebook alone. There's so many ways to interact with them. You can pick specific groups that you can actually get in front of. It just, without getting into it, that's not what today is about. Yeah. Today is about you deciding to get out there. And of course, one last thing that I do want to share with you is how to choose the people you're going to be collaborating with, because you want to interview other people. Like Con and I talked, we just thought, oh my goodness, it's a natural fit, because he can support my people with his business and real estate knowledge, and I can support his people with my marketing and video production knowledge. So we can add value to each other's people, and that's what you want to focus on. And so are we ready for this, Con?
Yep, let's go.
Okay, so the easiest way for you to decide who to have on your show is to think about who else does your audience need to be supported by to be successful. Who else does your client need to be supported by to be successful? So I'm using the example of the wedding industry because all of us are familiar with it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm going full screen with this, and let's look at this. And so easy, so easy. So let's say a wedding planner decides that they want to be the go-to wedding planner in a particular area. Let's say they're just moving to a new area. How can they establish themselves as the #1 wedding planner? Well, think about who else is supporting that couple. for that one day. Well, it all starts.
The rings as well, yep, correct.
Yeah, it all starts with the jeweler, and then there's the bridal shop to get the beautiful dress, and then of course the invitation vendor, so people know where to go, videographer, the photographer, reception hall, the bakery, and then of course the caterer, the florist, and the limousine services, and of course the travel agency to set up the honeymoon. So look at all these people that are supporting just this couple. And I didn't even bring in the DJ or the bands and all that. So there are more people that are supporting. So
just alone, just 12, well, there's 12 people linked to each other indirectly, but they can all work together.
Absolutely. So all the wedding planner has to do is go to each one. So there are many different jewelers, right, in the same area. There must be like 10 different jewelers. So the wedding planner can go and say, hey, I'd like to interview you on how to buy the perfect diamond. And so out of those 10 jewelers, 1 or 2 or 3 of them are going to say, yes, I would love to do that. Okay, easy enough. So then now you have a jeweler who's going to recommend you, because when you do the interview, they're going to share it with their group. They're going to share it with their customers. They're going to put it in their store on a monitor. That's how it works. So who do you need to be approaching with the idea of them supporting your clients? So you always want to think of your clients first. How can I add more value to my clients? Because that's where everything is supposed to be focused on.
It's so relevant to any particular industry. I mean, I give you an example. I'm building one unit, I give it a sake. Now I need the architect, I need the builder, I need the electrician, I need the landscaper, I need the agent, I need the banker. So more or less, doesn't matter what industry you are involved, all the circle around, they all link to each other somehow.
Exactly. And during the program, I'll talk about co-op marketing. And what it is, actually, I'll just tell you, I'll give you an example of the co-op marketing, how one of my clients actually used it. This is Diane Wilkins. She's actually out of New Zealand. She even flew to Los Angeles to go through the program. Now, she was really petrified to even get on camera. That's how new she was. Okay, but she had made a decision that she was going to go global. And so in this, if you can see the testimonial here, actually, Con, you want to read that? Can you see it?
I was struggling with how to communicate my passion to the marketplace. Following Anne's step-by-step process, I was able to remove all doubts about starting and profiting from my own web TV show. My first month, I secured $2,000 per month ongoing, and in the second month I was able to increase this to $4,000. When I gained access to GVN TV Global Visibility Network, I expect to make $10,000 plus in a monthly recurring income. That is amazing, and that is awesome. Well, and it's not only as well the way I look at it, that so it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, the opportunity there to accumulate and to occur like recurring income, it's quite easily.
It really is. And see, the interesting thing about what Diane did, she actually took the concept that I just shared with you. The wedding, example. So she went to her existing clients. She's a coach, and she said, look, I want to interview you once a month for the next 6 months, and I will give you the video. I will post it on my website. And so you just commit to me doing a different interview for 6 months. You give me $200 a month. So you said yes. Then she went to people she wanted to have as clients, and she said, I want to interview you once a month and give you the video, and I'll put it on my website. And a bunch of them said yes. And then she went to people she wanted to have as affiliates, collaborative partners, and she did the same thing. So out of the people she approached, she chose 10 of them, and each one of them said yes. That's how she got the $2,000 the week after she got back.
But also Anne as well. What was the lady's called again? Diane. Diane actually took action.
Yes.
And she went and go ahead and did it. Now, and unfortunately, we all know a lot of people look at this and say, oh, yeah, it's not for me. It's not this, not. But you know what? Unless you give it a go, give it a crack, as we say in Australia, you know what I mean? And give it a go and act for it, you'll never know. But we've got proven record here, and there's a true evidence here that your program and your teaching does work not only on profile exposure, but also recurring income as well.
Yes. Now, the thing is, to be fair, is that approaching people and just saying, hey, give me some money is not an easy thing to do. However, if you have a plan in place where you're saying, here's what I'm doing, here's who I'll be approaching, here's what I'll be doing, let's do it together. If it makes sense, people will say yes. You know, just like not a single minute of TV show or movie has ever been produced without them having a plan of monetization. Because nobody's going to invest millions of dollars if they don't know how they're going to make money. So you need a business plan to get the information out. But once you know what you're going to do, then it becomes easy to approach people and say, hey, Con, I'm going to have 500 leads a month. Can I send you 500 clients a month? What are you going to say?
Of course, bring them on. Bring them on.
More and more.
Look, we all know, doesn't matter what industry you are, the more exposure you get, the more clients you get, it's a numbers game. Not everybody's going to buy from you. Not everybody's going to make a sale off it. However, if you got the volume of clients coming towards your network or your business or your service, you're definitely going to make a good living.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is something, this is the business growth and marketing principles that have been time tested, and we're applying it to web TV show. That's why it works. You know, it's a system. Systems work. And so basically, I just want to do like a little overview here of, you know, the information we've been talking about. I'm just going to go full screen again. So let's see here. Okay, so everybody, now think about what it is that you want to win. What is it that you want to accomplish? You know, just write down a few things. And what is your focus right now? What are you really focused on? What are you getting done? And let's take a look at what's missing from you accomplishing your goals. And how can video and how can global exposure or being part of the community help you? I want you to think about those. So this is now, you know, just kind of recapping what we just did. So the first thing you want to think about is authority positioning. Who do you want to be known as? Because once you're out there, you want to be known as for your expertise. See, I'm known as a global visibility catalyst. The global visibility is what I'm about. So what is your umbrella? Who do you want to be known as? And so just think about this. If you have some ideas, you can post it below. Do you have that? Yes or no? Now, if you do have it, you can actually put it in green. And if you don't have a clue yet, you haven't even started, you can put it in red. If it's work in progress, you can actually put it in yellow. Okay?
So that end shows you the position that a particular customer or client is right now, correct?
Yes, yes. So we want everybody to know where they are, what's needed. So the other thing you need to actually know are your stories. Your why stories are very important. So the phoenix, the hero, and the visionary. Do you have any of these stories, and can you tell them in 3 minutes?
Okay.
So again, red, yellow, or green. So if you don't have any of your stories, it's red. If you're in progress, it's yellow. And green is like, oh, you're all set with it. And by the way, most of us are in yellow because we're always evolving. Okay, so if it's mostly yellow, it's okay. Now, what about your own camera role? Do you think you're a reporter? Do you think you are the commentator, the journalist? Or you think you're a guest expert or show host? You know, where are you with that?
Yep.
And then, are you camera ready? Do you feel you look and sound great on camera? You know, you're comfortable on camera. How comfortable are you? And of course, the studio setup. And I will just quickly show you what I can do with mine. And it's some amazing things. I'll just quickly go through in just a second. But where are you with that? Do you look professional? And of course, your profit plan. Do you know where and how you're going to make money and how much money you're going to be making from each one of the programs that you're promoting? And what are your programs? Do you have the matrix, you know, set up?
And what about for a lot of people, they've got a particular, let's call it, you know, service or a product, but they haven't got the back end programs, the setup, and you know, the follow up systems and all that. What happens to those people?
Well, that's something that needs to be set up because you have to know how to lead people so you can support them. You know, and that was, yeah. So that's something that needs to be set up.
And you do also that as well? You help them set up all those things as well, Anne?
Yeah, but we don't usually do that during the live in-person event, because when we're doing the in-person training, it's focused on getting on camera. It's all experiential, you know.
Now,
So
show us some of the fun. Show us some of the fun part now, because
okay,
we don't want to be bored, because we don't do. We're going to be short of bit of time as well.
Yeah. Okay, we're there. So this in-person training, what it is that you learn by doing. Okay, it's all experiential, and the fear of the camera will be gone for good. One of the first exercises we do in the morning, I've had people who are basically in tears after this exercise. They're grabbing the mic out of my hand to get on stage. It just gone. It's magic. And so everyone gets on camera and individual attention. And the only thing you really need to bring with you is your phone. You know, we can do amazing things with your phone. So you have to come with your phone. And you'll be learning by working with other experts in teams. So other people in the room. Every exercise is going to be either with one other person, or it will be with 3 other people, or part of a bigger group. So every exercise, it's only 2, 4, or 6 people. Okay. And the other thing that will be taken, this is not a seminar where you sit down and take notes. This is all experiential.
It's hands-on, teaching people, interacting with people as well, and sharing info as well.
Exactly. It's all experiential. We're working on the scripts, identifying a co-op, collaborative, all of it is all experiential. So again, it's totally interactive training, and it's a lot of fun. You'll see other people doing interviews. I'll be doing interviews. You learn by watching.
So, and in other words, after the event, would you say that I'll be confident enough to go and maybe produce at least 1 or 2 shows, or maybe 1 or 2 interviews?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to be doing an interview at the event.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And some people actually will go live on Facebook. You know, most people will go live on Facebook from the event.
And is it a 1 day or 2 day event, Anne?
No, this is 1 full day. Full day. Yeah. It's called Lights, Camera, Interview.
I love it.
Lights, camera, interview, and it's so much fun and very, very experiential, transformational. And so it will give you the opportunity to go global, really. And the question I have for everybody is that what will happen when thousands or millions of people across the globe know who you are? They know that you exist, and they understand you have the solution they've been looking for.
And on that point there, a couple of weeks ago, I did a live video, and it was just very experimental. And I took some of the advice, and I'm still learning, mind you. But in the first 24 hours, I had just under 10,000 viewers.
Wow, you that's wonderful. My goodness.
And he was just, at the beginning, he was a bit scary at the beginning, sort of thing, and then he built it up. And then I remember what you said to me: focus, concentrate, and be genuine.
Yeah, that's it. As long as we can be ourselves, people can sense it. It's magnetic, and that's the thing. Yeah. So what will be the impact of the lives of the people you want to support? I want you to think about that, because we all want to make a difference while we're making money. So that feeling right there. So what will be the impact on your life? Seriously, think about it. If you have thousands of people across the globe know who you are, how is that going to impact your life? What are some of the things you could be doing with your time, with the money that you're getting? How is it going to impact your family? We just saw Khan's beautiful twins, coming in a room. How wonderful was that? How heartwarming was that? Now
and he wasn't planning that.
No. But that's the beauty of it. He gets to be home with his family, with his daughters, and spend time. I'm blessed because I got to actually raise my daughter. Now she's 21 years old. She just had her birthday. She's actually moved out of the house, and she's doing fabulous on her own. And I know a lot of it was because I was able to take time and be home and work from home and be present rather than being at work, long hours. So don't underestimate the power of what you have at your fingertips.
And I suppose this is the opportunity we're giving to everybody out there, that you don't have to have multi-million-dollar studios or cameras and so on. like, you know, one little mobile phone and literally, like you say, camera ready action, and you know what, you can do your own show as well. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one last thing I promised everybody is that I would show you what I can do with this. Well, you already saw that I can actually go from my living room into, you know, into my studio, right? With a click of a button. Now, but also the other thing that I did not show you is I can actually play pre-recorded content, training videos. I can play interviews that we're doing with other experts. So there's so many ways you can use this content, the technology that I'm teaching, and really make an impact on your life, make an impact on your family's life, and across the globe, helping people. So
wow.
we have this special that we're doing right now for, I'm going to be there in May. And so this one-day intensive media training is usually $497. You know, that's US, right? And so Khan had asked for something special for
You
his.
know, I love a bargain. You know, I always like to offer my clients and my affiliates something not only value for money, but I believe in this show. I believe in you, and I know this particular program will definitely improve in anyone in any industry they are. I know it's improved my industry. I know it's improved my business as well. And you know what? I think not only that as well, but having the opportunity to mix with other people around and share ideas and share the same vision. You know what? It's powerful. You can't go wrong with that. And at the end of the day, you know what? It's an investment of the wrong knowledge, because as soon as they leave on that particular day of the event, literally day after tomorrow, they can start recording the wrong shows.
Yeah, well, they can start at the event. Yeah, and the day after, they will have everything they need to get started. Absolutely. So, we will be there in May, end of
Yep.
May. Yeah, and so also, go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead and tell your people about it.
Oh, look, you know, and in May it's going to be a really amazing event, because the thing is, the other thing we're also going to offer as well is that, I mean, a lot of people ask me here, like, I mean, here we are, on the day, can I record my own 2-minute commercial? Well, if they want to do their own commercial in 2 minutes and they want to give the clients an offer, by all means, we'll record it, correct?
Yeah, they can absolutely do that. The way it works, you're actually going to be interviewing and being interviewed, but you have enough time to create more videos. Absolutely, you can do what you want.
And I know from personal experience, just to get 1 minute video, and that's only, that kind of money was just for one video alone. So $249 for the whole day, plus they can get a lot of interviews, plus they can interview, plus also, in all fairness, they can actually interview yourself, and they can use you as we say, as the front special guest trainee as well.
Yeah, so yes. So we will actually be for the full day, and I believe you're going to do something special also, aren't you, Con, for the group?
Look, definitely. Look, I'm gonna also. Look. The whole idea behind this is not to give them just only one particular program as well. We're also going to give them a lot of things behind the scenes. We're going to give them not only the support as well, but also we'll also fine tune what we call the mindset aspect of the business ideas as well. And we're also going to go through various steps by steps. If they've got any difficulties on any business sense that they've got in their own current business, we'll give them some solutions. So if they come along and they can email me the business they are and what problems they've got, we'll make sure on the day of the seminar, we'll address those problems as well, and we'll give them the solutions as well. And I think that alone, it's worth more than $249.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to recap, you're going to overcome any hesitancy or fear that you have of getting on camera. You're
Correct.
going to know exactly what to say on camera. When a button is pressed and you're on, you're going to know how to open it with a hook to grab people's attention, and you will know how to continue the message. You will know what to say to the body of the message, the story, and you will know how to craft your story your hero story. So you're able to talk about your program or the products, the ones that you want to feature, in a way that people get. And you will also know how to choose the right call to action. So people will move into the next stage. And it all depends on what you want them to do. And of course, you will know your ideal style, your authentic style for the camera, and you will also know how to put together the co-op marketing collaborative, so you will be able to approach people and say, hey, let's do this together, like Diane did, where she was able to right away, explain things in a way people understood, and they said, yes, I want in. And you will also know how to create content, plan the content for Facebook Live, actually, for 30-day calendar.
So ideally, before you come down, if you prepare your story, prepare your, what kind of product service you want to be offer or sell, we'll be able to help you put it together. And you know what? We'll help you, assist you through the process as well. That's. I think that covers the whole lot. And please down below here, just a couple more questions, Anne. How long are you going to be in Melbourne for? And apart from Melbourne, will you be going to any of the cities around Australia?
Yes, right now scheduled also to be in Canberra the following week. From Melbourne, I'll be in Melbourne about a week. And so we will be able to see each other more. We'll know more about that. Kat and I will be discussing on the different things. And Sydney is also on the calendar, but let's just focus on Melbourne right now, because that's where the main focus is.
And once again, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you for choosing us to come to Melbourne, and obviously train and educate people how easy the cameras can be, and they can make a lot of money from it as well.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for having me. And take the link below so you can go to the right page, and for the special offer that Connie's offering at this point, because if you go to the regular page, it's going to be a lot more. So just take the link below. And hello, lovely. How beautiful are you? Okay. Thank you for joining us. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Con, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Okay. All right. We'll see you next time.